Good afternoon. Today is Monday, May 29. The time right now in Singapore is 12:51 in the afternoon. Now let's do a bit of a recap. But before that, we have news that the negotiation between the White House and the House of Representatives, which is essentially the Republican Party, has come to some kind of in-principle agreement. Of course, this is a good news, but again, we have to see how both parties are able to push through this legislation through the Congress with the support of their own members. Okay, there are some noises that say that there are some opposition to this new deal, which they have been struck up between President Biden and the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, over the weekend. So we do not know for sure whether they are able to push it through Congress before it land up on President Biden's desk for him to sign into law. So until now and then, there is still that uncertainty. Now, today we have US holiday. We have the US celebrating their Memorial Day holiday, as well as the UK having their banking holiday. So both financial centers will not be operating today. So the market will be super thin, meaning to say that the market is susceptible to wild swings. And of course, this morning, upon the news that we heard over the weekend that there's some so-called in principle agreement between White House and the House of Representatives, the market actually went up in the futures market. For equity index futures on the CME, market has actually gone up as far as the Nasdaq 100 is concerned. It's gone up by 0.6% early in the morning. I'm not sure what is the latest update, but basically the market has reacted, although in the cash market, we don't see any update here. So what we can see here is that technically speaking, the Dow Jones actually bottomed out on last Thursday at 32,586.5, and now the market is getting ready to rally. And with this agreement, so-called, even though it is an in-principle agreement, market is likely to react to the upside. And of course, pending any untoward opposition to the new bill, the market may actually continue to trade higher. Immediate target will be the month high at 34,257.8. Okay, this will be the immediate target. Now, in the S&P 500, we do see the S&P 500 has already traded to the year high at 4,212.8 on Friday. And of course, the market is likely to trade higher. Target remains at 4,240 to 4,340 levels, and this will be likely to challenge the August high, which is at 4,325.3. Okay, so the immediate, I think the market wants to go higher because the market has already taken out the year high, and we are on the way towards the higher levels. Okay, over in the Nasdaq 100, like I mentioned, the Nasdaq has always been leading the charge higher, and we can see that the Nasdaq on Friday is at a new high for the year at 14,330 thereabout, and this is a bracket of prices which I think will put it very vulnerable to to profit taking. So if there's going to be any heavy profit taking, it's likely to happen within this bracket of prices. I'll be surprised if market continue to charge beyond 14,700. Okay, but never say never, but I think there is that possibility here. So we have to watch how this market reacts when it do open tomorrow. Okay. Over in Asia, we can see the Nikkei continue to charge higher to 31,560 this morning. This is a new high since August of 1990, and this high here is within a hairbreadth away from my target at 31,605. Not that far away. Market may actually go up to this level and maybe a little bit beyond. Okay. In the meantime, it's no longer suitable to chase. Watch out for profit taking as the market unfolds. Over in Hong Kong, we see that the market attempt to rally, but got pushed back at midday at 18,620 is the low so far, and it is still languishing near the bottom of this trading range. Market right now is within a range of prices that may actually be conducive to find a support. The level here is 18,256 to 18,737. So this level may actually see some kind of support coming in because the market has done a three-wave very neat equality pullback from 20,865. Okay. Likewise, over the long term, if we take the high here at 22,700, the bottom is nowhere near in place yet. Market may actually go around all the way to test anywhere between 16 to 17,000 levels. So we have a bit of a drop here, but in the meantime, short term, I do expect a bit of a bounce to happen. Okay, over in China mainland index, which is the CSI 300, we also see an attempt to rally, but if eventually it got sold back down into this bracket of prices between 3,760 to 3,850 levels. Now this level again very similar to the Hang Seng may actually find some support because the climb from 4,170 is in a three-wave pattern, and all we need now is for the market to stabilize before it rebounds. So we may actually get to see a rebound as it happens. Okay. Over in the oil market, in the WTI market has actually rallied from the low last week of $70.94 to the high this afternoon at $73.51 so far. So if this is the high, the market may actually come back down again in a three-wave pullback from $74.69 towards the $67.90 to $69.76. And I think the market should be able to stabilize here and actually create a condition for a push higher beyond the $76.07, which is the month high so far, potentially targeting $80 per barrel. Okay. Over in precious metal, we can see the oil gold market continue to be depressed. It is still hovering below the $1,950. In fact, it's trading at $1,945, very, very close to the last week low on Friday, which is $1,938.90. So near term, the market doesn't seem to be able to bounce because the market has actually closed below the April high. So that means the market is vulnerable to the downside. And if this continues, the next level to hold will be either at the 1,915 or the 1,885 levels. So at least this remains the possibility in the short term. Whereas gold is not able to bounce, silver has actually rebounded from the low on Friday at $22.70, and we have a high so far at $23.33 thereabout. So we do see a bounce in the silver market coming out from this bracket of prices, which actually I was mentioning that is conducive to finding a support here, at least technically speaking. This level is $22.28 to $23.02. So let's see whether the market can bounce. Even if it can bounce, I think the market cap will be at $24.21. So upside will be very, very limited. I think the market may actually come back down again. Okay. Over in the dollar, you can see dollar index has charged to a new high at 104.34 for the month itself. So we can see the market has been going up very persistently without any kind of meaningful pullback. So if the market continue to edge higher, I think the market will actually, let me refer you to the daily time frame. And I think the market here is going to test the March 15, the mid-March high at 104.72. This will be the immediate barrier. So that means the market for a time being is no longer conducive to buy. Actually, the odds will be shifting from here onwards to the downside. So I think at somewhere near the 104.70 levels, we may see more determined seller coming to the market. If that's the case, market may pull back all the way to 102.40 levels to 102.90 levels. This area will be more suitable for buying. Overall, I think the dollar strength may be coming back. So if we get a decent pullback here, maybe that will be a place to actually position long for a rally attempt to take out the March high at 105.87 eventually. So over in the other currency, we can see euro dollar has actually declined all the way to 107 from 111. So we have a drop of about 400 pips here, and we want to see what happens as the market is able to find a balance here. So I think within this bracket of prices, 106.40 to 107.40, market may find some near-term support, and even that's the case, top side also quite limited. I think somewhere between 109 to 109.50 is going to be the top, and this market is higher to sell as far as I'm concerned. Over in sterling is the same thing. Sterling has actually been trading at 123.10, and we do see a bit of a bounce, but this bounce is quite weak. Short term, it may actually edge a little bit lower to test the April low, which is at 122.75 levels. And if this level can hold, then maybe we have a chance to see the market bounce back to 124.5 levels. Aussie is the same thing. Aussie has broken up the March low and is currently trading at 0.6540. Okay, the low so far is 0.6490, and we can see that we are beginning to see a bit of a bounce, and if we can see a bounce back to somewhere around $66, no, 0.6650 to 0.6690, that will be a better place to actually anchor a short. You can see this market has only one color, which is pink color. That is, to me, showing weakness. The market is basically quite weak. There's a good chance the market may eventually challenge the November low, which is at 0.6385. Over in dollar CAC, dollar actually rebounded back at 136.55 this morning, very close to my target range of 136.57 to 137.20. So this will be an ideal bracket. If we get a bounce back into this bracket, that will be a thing for me to watch out for selling opportunity. But in the meantime, at 136.55 is close enough. I could say that it technically would have already fulfilled the three-wave bounce from this low here, which is at 133.15. So we have a three-wave bounce into this bracket of prices that makes it vulnerable to the downside. Dollar yen has actually edged even higher to 140.86 this morning, and we can see that this bounce on 127.20 unfolds in the three-wave, very close to my ideal target at 141.63. Then in the smaller degree three-wave from 129.64, we can see this is also a three-wave bounce that should ideally bring it to about 142.85. Okay, so anywhere between 141.60 to 142.85, that will be an ideal bracket to actually consider taking profit, at least look for selling signal. Okay. In the Bitcoin itself, we saw the Bitcoin actually stabilize over the weekend from a low that we saw traded last week at $25,887. We saw a high this morning at 28,452 before the market pulls back. And the market in the lower time frame, let's say I show you the 4 hours time frame, you can see that the market actually traded slightly beyond my target range. My target range was between 27,744 to 28,184. The market went up to a high of 28,452, and you can see that the market has pulled back. And on the 4 hours time frame, this is a reversal pattern. So do watch out for the possibility the market may actually start to decline from here. If we have another attempt back into this bracket of prices around the $25,800 dollars level, I think that will be still a buy, because I think it's shaping up to be looking very positive for Bitcoin itself. So there's a good possibility market could this time be finding a bottom at 26,000 and maybe challenging the 30,000 beyond that to be 31,000. Eventually, I think my target will be about 33,000. Okay, so this is my short-term view, and hope you can remember today is a market holiday in both UK and the US. So expect market to be very thin and to be lackluster. I'll see you again tomorrow. In the meantime, you take care. Bye-bye.